statement from Coach, and then if you'll raise your hand, we'll get a microphone to you.
Well, before I talk about basketball, I understand that we may have had a little accident today with our spirit squad, so I just want them to know we're thinking about them. We'll be praying for them today when we close, but hope they're okay, and we'll keep them in our thoughts and prayers. Proud of my team today. Boy, T was a monster. I mean, she was really special today. 33 and 13, and you know, the person that's not in here is Jasmine Holmes, and she was probably had as much to do with anything today defensively. She created so many, you know, so many problems for them, I felt like, at point guard, and she did a great job of really setting the tempo defensively, and with her pressure, her ball pressure, and again, she's running our team and doing a good job there. She had 2 very uncharacteristic turnovers there late, but 6 assists. Joe, my other point guard on the floor, 7 assists and 1 turnover, really did a nice job as well, and had 5 offensive rebounds. So, you know, our paint points are always important, y'all. And our inside the game today was really, really good with T. Thought she was strong, physical. She made very good decisions with the ball down there. And I thought our guards did a nice job of getting her the ball. That's one of her better games of late, from a aggressive move, strong moves with the basketball. And this is a good time of the year to start giving us that. So I was proud of her for that. She did a nice job on Lacaris, 5 for 15, stepping out there at the three-point line and having to guard out there. And, you know, I wanted her to have that experience, because at the next level she's going to have to do that. And so I thought she did a really nice job with her. And so on to the next one, giving God the glory for 7-0, and we'll get ready to go on the road. I don't know who we play, but I just know it's on the road. So who is it? There you go. So we're going to Louisiana.
Start in the back with Steve.
Coach, the second quarter, kind of the decisive quarter in the ball game. What was kind of the difference in that quarter allowed you to pull away?
Yeah, I think Jazz and Joe got interested on defense. You know, I think they turned it up a notch. Anriel got a steal or 2, and she actually had 3 in the game. But I thought that's when it completely changed the whole complexion of the game, and it had to do with ball pressure, passing lanes. They were out there trying to run their offense a long way from the rim, and I thought that's kind of when it all turned.
And now front with Adam.
T 11 for 12 from the free throw line. You shot 61% from the free throw line as a sophomore. How much have you worked on that area of your game, and how pleased are you to go 11 for 12 from the free throw line?
I'm very I'm very pleased. You know, we work on free throws after we shoot 50 a day. So just making that make 50. Sorry. So just making that my focus. You know, it's paying off.
Coach, at the end of the game, it looked like Jasmine kind of tweaked her hand. Any word about that?
Not to my knowledge, no. I haven't been told anything.
Come back with Adam.
Coach, about T's improvement in that area of her game, referenced the 61% as a sophomore. How have you seen her work at that, considering as a post player that's likely an area where she's going to get fouled and she's going to have to convert there?
I pick on T every day in free throws. She's got to make a free throw before we go home from practice every day with our team on the baseline. And if she misses, we run. And, you know, that's the only way really to develop any type of confidence, any type of desire. And so if that's the only time she's working on it is that one shot every day, well, that ain't going to get it. So she's, you know, I've had to threaten my managers, because I've been known to have a player every now and then that'll bribe them with something to say, hey, I got my 50 in today, even though they didn't. And so managers have to count. You know, they're usually the ones rebounding with them. But, just the 50 free throws a day. I've always had a coach in charge of that to make sure we do that. It's very important. T's got a beautiful shot. And, today you saw her extending, lifting, getting squared up. But then her free throw has really improved. Her free throw has improved throughout the course of her career. So I can remember her freshman or sophomore year, I think Blair threw her the ball one night. We were trying to get out of Vanderbilt with a 3 or 4 point win, and Blair threw her the ball, and they went up and fouled T, and I'm like, what are you doing? Because she was at that time about a 47% free throw shooter. And so, now she's worked hard to be where she is now. She's going to be high 70s after today. And so she's going to be, but she's worked hard on it. I'm proud of her.
Coach, Ole Miss coach McCowan, was just in here, and she was saying that she knows you and that based on the way the second half went, I think it was only a 10-point game in the second half, she said that you're probably not happy with the way the game went for your team. Curious to see if that's the way you felt and just your overall thoughts on the way the game developed.
Yep, he was very unpleased.
Yeah, I just, it's just that whole we get disinterested so fast, and it's frustrating for me. You want to give your opponent credit, and we certainly will do that, but at the same time, it just has more to do, in my mind, with us. Again, no disrespect, it wouldn't matter who we're playing. I've had this conversation with them before. I called the timeout tonight because I just didn't think they're playing hard. And, unbelievable crowd. What was it, our third or fourth? Fourth largest that we've had. You got people up there hanging from the rafters, and it's boring. Third quarter's boring. You're boring me. And it's boring because we've lost our intensity. Defensively, we don't, there's a couple of triggers as a coach. You can tell if your team's engaged. We're not engaged. And it's frustrating because I want, a coach always wants that top level for 40 minutes. That's what you want. You don't want to lose any continuity through substitution. And you just want them to, man, when you're on the floor, give it everything you got. And, that's where I am with this team right now. We had that little spurt there in the second quarter that we talked about. That's great. Can we sustain that for any period of time, or do we have to have a lull for 8 minutes and then all of a sudden for 2 minutes, let me get interested here and deny a pass and have ball pressure and play a passing lane and lock, I just want more, More's better, isn't it? And we want more.
Jordan, can you address the second quarter? And Coach said that you and Jazz got interested, really affected them defensively. What do you think triggered that second quarter defensively for you guys? And then to Coach's point about there are times when your guys aren't as interested, what do you think accounts for that?
I think, to be honest, it was all the yelling Coach Schaefer was doing at us beforehand to, guard the ball and just guard the ball basically and get interested. So, we did that, got a couple steals, and that gave us some energy, and then it carried out through the rest of the quarter.
And the second part about that, about maybe times when you guys aren't as interested as he might like.
I'm sorry, what is the question?
Oh, sure. What do you think might account for the fact that Coach believes that there are stretches where you guys aren't as interested, as maybe especially defensively?
I think maybe sometimes we may get comfortable with the lead. So, we may back sometimes or just not play as tight on defense or, locked in all the way, I guess. But we had to find a way to stay focused. Even if we're up by a certain amount, we still have to, like he said, play at the top level for 40 minutes.
Vic, based on what you saw today from Ole Miss and also from watching them on film leading up to this game, what are your general impressions on the steps they've made or where this program is heading in this new era with Coach Yo?
Yeah, no, I think they play extremely hard. I think they're really athletic. Thought they played up in the air today. They had 7 block shots. So I think they got 3 seniors over there, or grad transfers or 5th-year seniors, and then they're kind of like us. There's not a lot in the middle, and then you get down to some freshmen, some young kids, and so but I just have a lot of respect for those, especially Lacaris and Chandrika. Those kids are they've been to the wars, and I've had to deal with Chandrika now for a while. It seems like she's been there forever, and so and I'm really happy for Lacaris. She seems to be happy, and she's a great kid. But I think they play extremely hard, and I think that's all any coach wants, no matter what whatever the rest is. You just want your kids to go out there and play hard. So.
In the back right, Danny.
Coach Yo also said that she almost hates to see a men's game the night before a women's game because she thinks it hurts her crowd. But there was a great atmosphere here last night for the men, and another great atmosphere for you guys today. Just talk about how one feeds off the other, you think?
Yeah, I don't think it hurts our atmosphere. I'm just, I'm just so proud of our crowds. I mean, the fan support and the love that our Bulldog fans show our kids is it's just incredible. I mean, I walk out there, y'all, before a game, before tip, and I'm just in awe. I'm just amazed at, of our fans being here today on Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock and making for an incredible atmosphere. I mean, let's just, for a minute, it wouldn't matter who or what's going on in that building. That is an unbelievable atmosphere for college athletics. It's an unbelievable atmosphere for pro. I mean, it is just, it's lit in there. It's rocking. Those fans are here to really just support these kids, which they deserve. That's why I get upset with them sometime in the game when I think they're boring everybody. Because when they are engaged, when they are playing defense, when we are getting in transition, the place is, the roof's about to blow off of it. So I'm just really appreciative of our fans, appreciative of all we've done in our administration to make sure we get those folks here. And, it's top 5 in the country. You can pick on your hand 5 other places that night in and night out have 8, 9, 10,000 people at a game. And you know what? One of them's Mississippi State.
Back, Steve.
Coach, Maya Taylor gave you some good energy when Jazz went down. Lately, she's provided a bit of a boost. How would you kind of assess her performance recently?
Maya's playing a whole lot better. Now she's got 2 turnovers in the last 6 or 7 games. Didn't have any today. She's got, to me, she's getting to a point now where she's got a little presence about her. Your point guards have got to have a presence. You'd like your whole team to have that, but if your point guard has no presence, you got no chance. It's kind of like your quarterback, your leadoff hitter. I mean, those people have got to have a presence. She's getting that now. She looks confident. She understands what's going on. She's accountable. I like her in practice a lot more because she knows when she makes a mistake, she's accountable for it. So I'm really pleased with her and have a whole lot more confidence knowing that I can get Jazz maybe a little more of a breather every now and then. So.
Time for 1 or 2 more. Anything else, guys? Adam?
Anriel, coming here from Texas A&M and knowing what you knew about T, what were your impressions coming? And then since you've gotten the chance to work with her, in practice and seeing her game develop even more, how have those thoughts that you had coming here changed, if at all, or have you been impressed with how she's worked at parts of her game to get better?
Right. So before I got here, I noticed that she was getting better. Every year she got better. I knew that coming here, she would make me better as well. The things that I anticipated as far as rebounding, I knew that we would compete for the boards. And that's good for both of us. Like, we want to compete. And I think Coach is pleased that we compete for the board almost every time. But her game has definitely grown, even since I've been here. like little things when coach is talking about like unlocking her hips, like I see her actually like working on that. So that's really good to see, and I'm really proud of her, and I think she'll keep improving.
You know, her numbers. Here's a great stat. You got these two who lead the country as teammates, as tandems. She's coming in as a 1,000 rebounder in her career. You would think she's getting some of her rebounds. T actually's numbers are better this year.
Yeah, she got more now.
And so Anriel's replacing someone, if you wanted to talk about position, that averaged 5, 6 rebounds a game. Anriel's at 8 plus, but T, she isn't suffering. Her numbers don't suffer in that category at all. In fact, she's better. So I think the competition thing, I do think they're not in competition with each other. They're just passionate about that's important. We got to have rebounds, and this is two of the best that have ever played together doing it. And you know, it's important. And I think you can see, you know, and it's something we've got to continue to work on. When I have one and or both out, there's a little bit of a drop off. And so we've got to continue to work on that and improve on that. Again, y'all don't know this, but every day after a ball game, what's the first thing we have to do? We have to make up
Blockout.
Make up blockouts. and that's something that we do every Tuesday and every Friday. And so Teaira at her size, you would think, she don't need a blockout. She's actually, when I watch her in practice, she takes a look at, and we give them credit if they just glance at them. All they got to do is look. She's pretty consistent doing it. Now, when it comes time to making up blockouts, she's usually got more. Why? Because she's on the floor a lot. She's on the floor a lot. But both of these two are really good, and they're competing, but they're making each other better. And so it's, you know, again, it's a very special time here at State to have two kids like that. And by the way, Joe had 7 tonight, 5
Good
offensive.
job, Joe. Great job.
What were you going to say in response to Anriel?
I was just going to say thank you.
You're welcome.